All right guys, it's time to fix the leak on the tail shaft of my T5 transmission. And what I'm talking about is this right here, that guy. And I did a video not too long ago where I tried to, oh, you're not gonna be able to see it, but I thought it was the vent up there in the top between the tail shaft and the main body housing. And I ran a tube, which you can kind of see. Gosh, you really can't see it. I ran a tube up higher to get the vent up higher so that if it was leaking out the vent, then it would be covered and we would, but it's still wet and it's wet along the edge here. And so I think what happened, and I'm also leaking out the bolts here, I think what's happening is the seal that I did on this tail shaft is just not good enough. So I'm gonna take the transmission out and redo that seal so we can stop dropping fluid on my floor. So to get the transmission out of my car, I need to remove the X pipe, take the O2 sensor out, it's all wired up here, and disassemble the parking brake, and then we're gonna drain the fluid out so that I can pull the drive shaft out, and then we'll unbolt it from the bell housing, just the 4 bolts that are holding on there, and then this crossmember piece, we'll unbolt that. We'll be able to drop the transmission down. Because we're not going to be installing a new clutch and all that kind of stuff, it's gonna be real simple to get this out of the car, and then we can start working on getting this tail shaft resealed. So let's get after it. All right, yeah, here's that vent tube I was talking about. And it looks pretty dry up here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. One of the problems I was having was I thought it was leaking in this vent tube and then running down this seam and dripping off the bottom, but that's that anaerobic gasket stuff. That's not the problem. And it's still, I mean, it's dry up here, so it's definitely not going out the vent. I think it's this. So now we got to get this tail shaft off. I'm gonna show you how to do that. To take the tail shaft off, it's pretty simple. We just got 4 bolts here and then the bolts around the tail shaft. We don't have to worry about this top case piece. We don't have to worry about the input shaft or anything. This is gonna be pretty simple to just take off, and we don't have to worry about any of the internal parts. We're just gonna take it off, clean the surface, put on the new sealant, and then put it back together and put it back in the car. It's gonna be pretty simple. First thing we're gonna wanna do is go after these 4 bolts right here. We're gonna get these taken off, and then we're gonna punch the pin out of the inside here, and I'll show you that. And you don't wanna lose this cup. This one, you want that to stay down inside there. Just beware of that. We'll set this aside. We'll clean that off, and we're gonna clean this off. But we need to go after this pin, and we need to make sure that when we drive it through that we take it out of there. We don't wanna leave it stuck inside, because if you try to put another pin on top of it, it's gonna cause all kinds of problems. We'll just use a punch and punch it through. And you'll feel it kind of break free, and it'll come throughout the bottom here, so. And what we're gonna take out of here is this spring. Here's that roll pin. Don't want to lose that guy. Save this. And then there's this detent ball down here in the bottom. Don't want to lose that guy either. Okay. Now this is good up here. We can go after these tail shaft bolts. Now it's easier if you stand it up on end here, because we're going to get all of these bolts around this case here. I made it just a little quick stand out of 2x4s a long time ago, and I've been using it over the years. But you can lay it down on its side and attack these bolts if you want, or put it on a stand like I have. And I'm just gonna just shock these, as it were, just to break them free a little bit, and then I'll hit them with the impact driver and drive them out. And I should point out, these two up top here on this side and this side, they go into the case, so you have to put some Loctite on them. That's what that stuff is on there. That's okay, that's what it's gonna look like. All of the rest of these bolts go through a flange here and there on the outside of the case, so they're not supposed to leak, so just seal the top two. All right, and then this comes off just like that. We'll lay it on its side. It's not gonna hurt anything. So what I wanna do is I wanna clean this surface and get it ready to reseal. You notice this red stuff on here. This is the anaerobic gasket stuff. Ideally, this is the stuff that you would use. In a perfect world, you're supposed to use this anaerobic gasket, and it's supposed to seal, but the problem that the anaerobic gasket needs to have a very clean surface, and it needs to have a very flat surface. So if I didn't get it cleaned up last time, that's part of my problem. And or if I don't have a perfectly flat surface here or on the tail shaft, this stuff doesn't do a good enough job to seal that up. So I'm gonna use a different kind of sealant this next round, because I don't know if I just didn't do a good job or if I don't have a flat surface. So let me get this cleaned up, and then we'll show you what I'm gonna put on here. And this anaerobic gasket stuff just wipes right off. So now we got these two surfaces clean. You don't want to use a razor blade or a screwdriver to scrape this up. You use your thumbnail if you can, because it's soft. The reason why is you can mar this aluminum and you'll create little micro scratches and stuff like that, and then that anaerobic gasket maker won't work because it needs to have a flat, clean surface. So I think this is pretty clean, but maybe that's part of my problem before. I just wasn't getting this clean enough, but I also don't think it's flat, because when I was scraping some of this stuff off, you could tell that it was really, really flat. It's almost like there's divots. So I don't think I had flat surfaces on here, and that was one of my problems. And then obviously try to make it clean. So again, like I said, this is what you'd normally want to use, this anaerobic gasket maker, but I'm going to use some of this Permatex Ultra Gray stuff this time. And oh, I probably should mention, I went ahead and just ran the screws for the tail shaft case. I ran them through a die just to clean them up. And I also ran a tap through these holes just to clean those up, make sure everybody's happy there, get everything prepped and ready to go. So what we're gonna do is, it's kind of like, you know, connect the dots. We're gonna go around each one of these threaded holes along this whole edge here, and we should probably cut this. There we go, now we got a nice clean edge. And we're just gonna run a bead right around the edge of this thing. Now the disadvantage of this stuff is if we ever have to get back in here again, it's gonna be a little more work to clean up this surface, but I hope I'm never back in here again. And I'm gonna go ahead and just put that cap back on my breather valve instead of that tube that I had. And because we didn't take anything apart, everything should be in place and we should be able to just go ahead and slide this guy back on and it should just go back in place. I'll take that back. First we gotta set up the shifter, this whole thing up here first, because we're gonna have to hold that in place while we put this on there. And it's a good idea to use some transmission fluid to lube up on the shifter shaft here so that it'll slide on easier, and we'll wanna put some inside here as well. I like to put, you know, some of this transmission fluid in a little condiment squirter thing so that I can just apply some on here and keeps it where we need to. And then I'm also going to put some on the shifter shaft so it'll fit up inside the tail shaft pretty easily. So, okay. Now I'm going to use some of this Trans Gel Gold to hold the shifter, this detent ball. I'm going to use that to hold it in place. And we're just going to put it in the center inside here. And it's kind of hard to see in the camera, but it's sitting in the center of that track. Then you're going to want to place that spring inside here, and that's what's going to trap that shifter ball. It's going to push it inside there, and then this roll pin we're going to put it in the top when we're done. And so what you have to do is you have to hold this spring on top of that shifter detent ball, hold that in place. No, let me put this Trans Gel stuff on here so that it'll hold the spring in place so it won't fall out. And then once you've got it centered on there, then we have to slide it on the shaft. So that shaft right there is going to slide up through the tail shaft and into this shifter assembly. And it's a lot easier if you have somebody to help you, but one person can do it. Now we're seated, which is good, but we need this shifter, this whole shifter assembly to be pushed up. You guys can see that. We need this piece to be up inside here. There, like that. And then there. So I could put this punch through there and that lines up this shifter shaft with this assembly here. We're good where we want to be. So now we can put that roll pin in here and seat that down. That's exactly what we want right there. Now it's just putting in the fasteners. We'll do this shifter assembly here last. But let's go ahead and put the fasteners in around the case. And don't forget the one with the tag for the transmission information. Usually goes on the second one here. And then we're going to save the top two because they have Loctite to go on, and we'll save those two for last. I'm just going to snug these down. I'm not going to torque them yet. And then these two, we want to put Loctite on because they go into the case and we don't want those to leak. And I'm going to use some red Loctite on these. So now we're going to do, it's 20 to 45 foot-pounds. That's a big range. So we'll split that on these and torque these guys down now. Okay, so then, now that this is back together, we can put it back on its bottom edge or side or whatever, so that we can do this shifter assembly part up top here. And then just like the tail shaft surface, we want to get this all nice and clean on both sides. And we'll put you can use the anaerobic stuff here if you wanted, because this doesn't really have a problem with sealing and leaking, but I'm just going to put this stuff since I've already got this open, and we don't need very much, just enough to seal the edge. And we'll run it around the end just like we did on the tail shaft. And then we'll just go ahead and put him on there. And again, I ran the bolts through a die just to clean them up. These were easier to do than the ones for the tail shaft. You gotta be careful, you don't want to put sealant on these, because these threads are captured, they're inside the case here, and if you put too much stuff on there, you could blow out the bottom of it. So you have to be careful with these guys. But putting the sealant around the edge is going to be enough. And we don't need to torque these guys down. Just get them good and snug, and you'll be good to go. Now that's it. Now everything's happy. The only thing you could do maybe while you're here is double check the tail shaft seal. But this seal's good to go. Everything's good to go. I'm ready to go ahead and put this back in the car, and then we'll be done. All right, guys, so naturally it's just gonna be the reverse of what we did to take this out of the car. I'm about 2 hours from the time I started taking this out and did that reseal job and to get to here, to give you an idea how long it would take to get this far, get this done. So you can absolutely do it in a weekend and you'll be back on the road in no time. All right, guys, good luck. We'll see you in the next one.